All right, good afternoon, everybody. It is Jay again, and it is late February here in Phoenix, Arizona, and spring has begun. It is here, guys. Now, hopefully, your winter was a little bit non-eventful, and what I mean by non-eventful is hopefully a lot of your trees did not freeze this winter. We had about 3 cold spells here at the nursery where we got down to about 28 degrees. And so we definitely got the chill hours on our fruit trees this year, and hopefully none of your plants got wiped out this year. Hopefully you frost protected plants that were a little bit smaller, and hopefully you got some of your larger trees out here in the sun now, because like you can see, indicative of the peach flowers here, everything is starting to wake up. And of course, this is a Florida Prince peach, which is always going to be the first blooming fruit tree of the year. And man, these flowers just really look incredible and add a lot of beauty and interest to your yard. Not only that, but everything is starting to bloom. Look at these avocados. These flowers are about as happy as it can be out here in the cooler weather. Now is a very good time for you guys to get out and start planting fruit trees, as I am. I am so excited because I've been kind of stuck inside all winter long, and now that everything is starting to wake up, man, we're starting to get everything. Blueberries, jujubes, peaches. It's going to be an incredible year this year as far as fruit production goes. All right, but we have a very important video here, and a video to really get you guys excited about spring beginning here, because I'm going to be going over a fruit that I think we all can agree on that we all enjoy, and that is going to be cutie mandarins. All right, guys, I know you guys have all seen these at the store before. I know you have all picked them up. They are delicious. These are mandarins. They come in a little bag like this, usually about a 3-pound bag. You can get these pretty much at any grocery store. I happen to pick these up basically just for the video because I obviously grow my own, and that is going to be the subject of this video, is how you can grow your own cuties. And the reason I chose this is because this is one of the easiest fruit trees to grow on the planet, guys. This is something that no matter where you live, you can grow one of these mandarin trees. You don't have to be here in Phoenix, Arizona to be able to enjoy one of these trees that provides this exact fruit. Okay, and so that's what we're going to be going over today. And we're going to be going over 11 reasons why to grow these yourself, and we're going to be going over a couple reasons why it's better to grow these yourself than it is to buy these at the store. All right, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so the number one reason why I want to grow my own cuties and why I don't want to buy these is they're expensive. That's the first thing, is the cost. I mean, these things really add up, and you can really go through a bag of these very quickly. I think I paid somewhere around $8 or $9 for this bag of mandarins. And when you're talking pennies on the dollar to grow these yourself, well, then that cost really adds up. The second reason is that they don't last very long. So when you buy these and you put these on the counter, they tend to go very quickly. They tend to mold very quickly, and they become overripe very fast. And oftentimes, actually, I've gotten a bag of these, and inside there somewhere there's been 2 or 3 of these that were already rotten or already molded, and you couldn't really tell because they were, kind of crammed into a bag with all these other ones. So they don't last very long, whereas if you grow them yourself, they're going to last a lot longer. Okay, so it's not exactly like these are poor quality, because These are not poor quality. It's just the fact that they don't last very long, I guess is a better way to put it. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with buying these guys. I'm not saying that at all whatsoever. And if you live in an area where obviously you can't grow them or you can't access them, well then of course you're going to have to buy them. I'm not saying that at all whatsoever. I'm just saying if you can, I would definitely grow these yourself. And it is very, very easy. Like I said, this is a tier 1 fruit tree, and this is something that a beginner can start with and get very instant gratification on these on this fruit tree, because these will fruit in the first 3 years. Okay. Another problem with buying them is that the flavor degrades very rapidly. So if you grow your own fruit, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So these grow very, very flat, flavored very, very quickly, especially when they're sitting there on the counter. When you pick them yourself, they're going to be at peak ripeness when you pick them, and obviously you're going to eat them right away, so there really is no time for them to sit around. Okay, and then the other problem with these is you pretty much have to eat the whole bag of these all at once, and I kind of like to pick my mandarins over time. I don't like to necessarily have to eat this much of something, you know, unless you've got a family to share with, of course. But I would rather kind of pick them a little bit at a time. So let's get into the 11 reasons on why to grow these yourself and why you would want to grow these yourself. And I think that'll make a lot more sense to you rather than buying them. All right, guys, so let's get right into it. Okay, so number 1 reason is vitamins. Vitamins and minerals, guys. When you grow a lot of your own fruit, they are going to be filled with a lot more vitamins and minerals than you would find at the grocery store. You have to remember that when things are commercially grown, a lot of those fields aren't given the micronutrients and the love and the care that we give plants as home growers. So we're going to be adding things like azomite, earthworms, earthworm castings. We're going to be adding a lot of the things that are going to give these a lot of their flavors and a lot of their nutrition. Okay, so let me pick one of these here. And it's kind of funny too, because these don't really want to give up off the tree, which is nice, because that's a point I'm going to get to actually a little bit later. But let me pull one of these off here so you can see what they look like. They are really good size. Very nice size and color. Oh man, the smell, guys. That's another thing that you're not going to get from the grocery store, is the smell from these being ripe. Okay, so number 1 is vitamins. Number 2 is kids love them, guys. I've never met anyone on the planet that does not love these as an adult, and so definitely you're going to love these as kids. And I tell you what, put one of these in your kids' lunch, and every day they could probably eat one of these. I mean, these are really fun. They're easy to peel. They're delicious. They're sweet. So that's going to be number 3, is these are very sweet, guys. These are, I have kind of a sweet tooth, and these are actually my favorite citrus as far as citrus goes, because like I said, I like the very, very sweet fruit, and mandarins are pretty much at the top of the food chain as far as sweet fruits go. Okay, number 4 reason is these are seedless. So that is another bonus that these have, is a lot of the mandarins are genetically seedless, and especially the 2 top mandarins, which are the 2 I'm going to be talking about today, which is going to be the Tango mandarin, which is this one I have in my hand, and Gold Nugget mandarins, which I'm going to be picking one of these here in just a little bit, and we will compare these, and we're going to see how much production that we can actually get on some of these fruit trees. Okay, number 5 is going to be that that you can container grow these. And I'm going to show you one of these here at the end of the video, because I'm going to be talking about container gardening specifically on citrus. because that's something that you can grow, like I said, in any part of the country. So these can be container grown no matter where you live, okay? And I'll go over a little bit of those tips here in just a moment too. Number 6 is going to be that they are easy to peel. These mandarins, I tell you, you basically just have to just get it started, just get a finger started on them, and that whole peel just falls right off. Look at this. Peel it with one hand. Let's bring this over here so we can take a look. Oh my gosh, the smell is absolutely amazing. Like I said, it is so much better than you can get. Okay, so here is what we look like. You can see that that peeled super easy. You can see that it's divided, and basically I just have to kind of touch it, right? Kind of spread this open, and then each individual segment just basically falls right out. And like I said, these are also seedless, so you don't have to worry about any seeds in there. So they are sweet, they are seedless, they are easy to peel, they store well, especially the homegrown ones seem to store quite a bit better. They're easy to peel, they're easy to grow, and they're very productive, which we are going to look at here in just a moment also, because I'm going to see if I can get some more shots here of the actual trees with the fruit on them. But I want to kind of cover the info. I'm going to eat one of these. All right, there's no way this is going to survive. Give it a taste test here. So probably the thing I like the most about these mandarins is they have no inner segments there with the fruit. That fruit just melts literally in your mouth. You taste no, there's no fiber, there's no fibrous, oh my gosh, that's so good. Makes your mouth water, literally water. Okay, so let's go over number 9. Number 9 is going to be that they're cheap to grow. Once you invest in one of these trees, it's pretty much pennies on the dollar for watering them, especially the fruit amount that you get on each tree. So let's take a look at one of these. And I'm just going to show you a couple that I just have kind of jammed back in this corner. They don't even really have much room for themselves. So back in this corner, you see here, I've got this, this is a mango tree, and it's actually gotten quite large back here, and it kind of goes over the wall. So I've got, this is a 6-foot wall. I've got a mango tree here, and then kind of stuffed back in this corner is a mandarin, and you can see that most of it actually goes over into the neighbor's yard. And this happens to be a page mandarin. Let me see if I can get back in here. This is literally stuffed between a wall and a shed that I have back here. And the branches have kind of grown out this direction. And you can see how many fruit are on this tree. And like I said, this is only one branch that's kind of stuffed. Man, there's barely even any room for me to get back here. But you can see that the whole tree is covered with mandarins all the way down to the ground even. Pull these up here. Oh, you can see that the tree is just super loaded with fruit, so much that you could probably never eat all of these. I'll only turn around here, see if I can get a shot. There we go. So yeah, you can see that most of the fruit is actually hanging into the neighbor's yard here. And then we've got these big clusters of mandarins. So this is a page like I said, and this is a hybrid fruit. This is crossed with a Mineola Tangelo, and you can kind of see the parentage there with that little with the little nipple that they have there at the top of the fruit. Now, these aren't quite ready yet, but you can see that even a small tree, literally stuffed, guys, I'm like talking like maybe like 1.5 feet here. This tree is just stuffed in here and is just thriving and just absolutely full of mandarins. Well, let me see if I can get back out of here now. Oh, and we'll go right over here to the side of this one. But yeah, guys, that thing is just absolutely packed full of fruit. Okay, and then we've got a mango here, and then we've got another mandarin, which is right here. Let's see if I can get up on the ladder here so you guys can see this one. This one is also completely packed full. Oh, just absolutely loaded full of mandarins. So these are, this one happens to be a gold nugget mandarin, and this gets these big clusters of mandarins on the ends of the branches, like you can see here. Just huge clusters of fruit. And this is another example too where most of the fruit is actually going over into the neighbor's yard. You can see that this fruit tree is literally sagging in its own weight of mandarins. So these guys are very, very easy to grow. As far as care goes on a mandarin tree, is they need lots of light. So outside in Arizona, that's why they do so good, is because we've got so much full sun here in Arizona. And I noticed that a lot of people, when they're growing these, like say up north, they're not giving them enough light. A lot of people are growing these indoors and not giving them enough light. So if you want to grow mandarins or really citrus, like anywhere up north, you know, zone 8, 7, 6, some of those colder states, well, it can be done, absolutely. You would just need to grow them in a pot, a container that's big enough for them. That's another thing I see, is everyone keeps them in too small of a pot. And you want to give them lots of sun, so you want to pull them out for the spring and for the summer, and then you want to put them, tuck them in a garage or in a greenhouse over the winter time, because they're really not doing anything over the winter time anyway. That would be the time that they are ripening up their fruit. And you got to remember that some fruit, like mandarins and blood oranges in particular, well, those need some cold anyway in order for that fruit to become either sweet or red. Okay, so they do need a little bit of cold. And most citrus trees, most of these citrus can handle down to 28 degrees for a sustained period. So it's not like mandarins are a weak plant, or citrus are a weak plant. They are actually a very strong plant. Wow, look at all the starfruit. Starfruit overlord. Okay, so let's go look at another one of these mandarin trees. Okay, so this is another mandarin tree. This is a tango. I've already eaten pretty much half the fruit on this tree, but if you actually kind of investigate close, you can see that there is still quite a bit of fruit on the tree. It's just kind of very hard to spot them. So once we get down here, kind of at a lower level, we can start to see a lot of the fruit on this tree. Sun's kind of shining on this one. Let's see, get back in here. Look at all these just absolutely perfect mandarins. And what's neat about these is, in particular, why I like the Tango and the Gold Nugget really, but is that the fruit holds for so long, okay? So let's say that these start ripening right about now, okay? These are gonna start to be edible here in about a week, because as you can see, hopefully, there is all new growth coming on the tree. So let me see if I can get that in focus here. Okay, so do you see the new growth and the new blooms that are coming on this mandarin tree? That tells you now that these are going to pretty much hit their peak ripeness soon, because as soon as you eat these or pull these off the tree, that's going to give all the energy back to the blooms and the oncoming fruit that is coming on for this next season. Now, do you have to pull them off and eat them all? No, that is the other kind of neat thing about these mandarins and these tangos. Oh my gosh, these are so good. These tangos, it's funny, when you rip them off the tree, you end up ripping like half of that skin off too. Like, that's how loose that skin is, and that's how easy that falls off. Isn't that amazing? Just, I don't know if that spray comes off, but these are like zesting. I don't know if that's picking up in the video, but oh my gosh, that smell is just so amazing. I mean, look at these guys. This is why they don't survive on the tree very long. These are absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so a very small shrub is going to give you plenty of fruit. This one put on about 100 fruits. Okay, now let's go look at another one. Okay, so this is another mandarin that I have, and actually this one has gotten quite tall. So this one you can kind of see is planted back here. There is a steel wall behind it, metal wall behind it, which you would think would absolutely roast the tree, but it does not. So it is planted maybe a foot away. Let's call it a foot away from this steel wall, okay? So then the tree goes on up. Let me see if I can get this whole thing in view here. There's a moringa in front of it, but you guys can see how tall that has gotten. That is probably right around 14 foot. And once again, the majority of it flows over into the neighbor's yard. So I'm hoping they like mandarins. Otherwise, I'm going to have to cut the tree over here on this side. But this thing has gotten actually enormous. And what's cool about it is it's got those really bumpy fruit, like the gold nuggets get. And some of these get really big, guys. Like, some of these actually get right about, well, not quite the size of an orange, but like pretty close. Let me pull one of these off. Oh man, these aren't quite ready, but let me get him off there. Okay, so pretty good size, I would say. I mean, it's close to the size of an orange, just maybe not as tall. You can see that it is a little bit flatter, but still like enormous for a mandarin. And this one is also super productive and also puts on these big chains and these big clusters of fruit. Wow, let me set this one down. Look at this. Oh my gosh, just big clusters. They look like grapes. Big clusters of these mandarins hanging on this tree. And man, just look how healthy and green this thing is. I mean, this tree is happy and just full of these beautiful mandarins. Let's take a look at one of these while we're over here. Let's take this back over. Oh man, look at the lemons. Those are some lemons. Look at that thing as compared to the mandarin, which is already a pretty good sized mandarin. All right, let's take this over and let's open this one up. And let's take a look at what this one looks like inside. I'm actually going to come right over here because we're going to talk about this potted tree here in just a second. All right, let's get this one open. So same situation, guys. You can see that peels with one hand. Man, this one's bigger. Let's see if I can pause it. All right, so let's get this over here and compare this to our tango here. Here is our tango. Okay, and then this is our gold nugget. It's kind of big. I needed a little help setting it down here so I can peel this one, but you can see that this one also peels. It's just super, super easy. Just takes nothing to peel these. Let's go ahead and open this one up. Okay, wow, look at that. You can just open that up and make that flower bloom. Those segments just open up really nice and easy, just like the tango. Now you can see that it is quite a bit larger and a little bit lighter in color. You can see that it is not quite as dark as the tango, but also very, very sweet and delicious. Let me give one of these a little taste test. Wow. That is a, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I do this. That is amazing. That is a lot more like an orange than like a tangerine. So definitely mandarin, you get that sweet flavor. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet, your mouth just waters. Very, 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 very sweet, but not quite as strong of a mandarin or tangerine flavor as the tango here. Okay, let's open a couple more of these real quick. Okay, so this is the page mandarin, and you can see that this one also opened right up, peels super, super easy. The segments just come right apart. Another one of the cuties. Now let's give this one a try. Let's see how this one tastes. Oh, wow. Okay. So that one, you can definitely taste the tangelo in. So that one is a mandarin with some tangelo. This one is a mandarin with some orange. And this one is a mandarin with some tangerine. So let's look at one more here. All right, guys, so the final mandarin I'm going to be talking about today is the quinoa mandarin. And the quinoa mandarin is just an amazing flavor. Okay, so this one, I don't actually fresh eat these. I actually juice these. And these can be seedy. Okay, so these can have some seeds in them, but a little bit of that seeds is what attributes, oh man, these are ripe, ripe, ripe. These just fell right off. That's what attributes to a lot of that flavor is it's got some seeds in it. Okay, so don't necessarily avoid seeded citrus, because oftentimes a lot of those do have a lot more flavor on them, right? But then also you have to deal with the seeds. So this is called a quinoa mandarin, and I basically have this one growing just for juicing. Now I do have a couple other different varieties of mandarins, but I don't like them, and I'm not going to cover those today or in this video. One of those being clementine. I don't care for it. So some of those might actually end up getting replaced by some of these varieties that I do like a lot better. Okay, so this is a key now. And you can see our little testing table here, right? So this one peeled just as easily as the rest of them. But you can see a seed right there, right? But the flavor and the smell, guys, I mean, if you know, you know. If you've had a quinoa mandarin, you know what I'm talking about. You know how excellent these are, but so much different than the rest of these. So all of these are very, very, very unique and very, very easy to grow, guys. There's absolutely no reason why you can't grow your own mandarins. And I'm telling you, these are one of the best citrus and one of the easiest to grow. Now, these two are my favorites, okay? I will let you know that. The tango down here on the bottom, the gold nugget here at the top. These are definitely my two, but there is nothing wrong with these or really any mandarins. It really just depends on what you're going to do with it. What are you using it for, okay? Because you can do a lot of different things with citrus. Now let's go look at a potted citrus, because I know a lot of you are saying, well, hey, I live somewhere where I can't grow a big citrus tree. You know, I don't live in Arizona, or, you know, all kinds of other excuses. So let's go ahead and go get those excuses shut down real quick. Okay, so let's look at one of the little potted trees. Let's look at one of the citrus that I sell here at the nursery, and this will show you or give you an idea of what you can do or what you can expect if you want to container grow mandarins, or if you live somewhere up north where it's a lot colder, because I'm telling you, anybody can grow citrus, okay? Man, look how pretty these plants are. So, little tiny tree, okay? So this is a 2-year-old mandarin tree in a pot, okay? This is in a 15-gallon container. This tree has roughly a, let's call that about a 3/4 of an inch trunk, okay? So you really shouldn't be quite producing yet. I should have waited till this trunk got about an inch. Once this gets about an inch, then it's very safe to hold larger fruits on trees, because you've got enough stem material there in order to carry the nutrients needed in order to have fruit on potted trees, okay? So this is a 2-year-old little tango mandarin, okay? He's not that big. You can see that the pot's about 18 inches, okay? So he comes on up to about maybe my chest, okay? Very small little tree. Let's count the fruit on it. Let's see how much production we can get even on a little tiny tree like this that only has about, I don't know, 15 branches, okay? So let's take a look. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 11 fruits on this little tree, okay? And that's probably, he's taxed, guys. That's probably about as much as you'd want on this small or this young of a tree. As it gets a little bit bigger and it matures a little more, you can keep that at about the same height and about the same width, dimensionally about the same, right? But then as this trunk gets bigger and as the roots get bigger in the pot, eventually all it's going to do is fruit. So it's not going to grow much after a certain pot size. Then it's going to overload for fruit. This is what you guys are waiting for, is this sort of magical moment where they kind of hit these sizes and ages. Let's look at a couple more, or one more in a pot, and I'll kind of show you guys what I mean by that. Okay, so all the mandarins along this back row here, you can see that they're the ones that are green. They're not the sticks here. These are apples and mulberries, but you can see this whole row right here. These are all tango mandarins, and these all have that really nice sized trunk. Like I said, once they hit about that 1-inch trunk size, all they're really going to do is produce fruit. So all of these have thick trunks, nice dense canopies, and the amount of fruit that's going to be on these this year is going to be absolutely insane, because you can see the amount of blooms that a little tree like this is going to get. So these are going to put on hundreds of fruit, you know, whereas the one over there, the smaller one, put on 11. But what do you expect out of a younger tree like that, right? All right, guys, so that is wrapping up this video on mandarins, which also sort of covers citrus in general. But if you've made it this far to the video, please like and subscribe, and definitely come visit the nursery. I will give you guys more information than you know what to do with as far as getting fruit on all these fruit trees, because I've pretty much gotten every plant that I can think of here to fruit. And we're also growing things here that shouldn't even really exist in Arizona, you know, like these Norfolk Island pines. These should not be in Arizona. Okay, so let's go wrap up real quick, and I'm going to show you how juicy these are, because I realize I forgot to do my juice test, which you guys all like to see, is how juicy these fruit are. All right, so let's come over here and let's take a look at what we've got here. Okay, so we've got the tango. Let's give her a little squeeze. I know these are just all gonna pop on me. There we go. Gotta do that squeeze test, right? Oh my gosh. These things are juicy. Of course, compost that, right, guys? Yeah, these are wonderful. Oh, the juice that comes out of these. It just smells amazing out here. Last one. Oh, look at that juice. But a few seeds. All right, guys. That is it for today's video. It is about growing your own cuties. Hopefully this will inspire you to get out and plant some things for yourself this spring, and know that you can do this. And it's not that hard, guys. It is really not that hard. And know that you're also investing in something. There is no cost. Everyone will ask me, well, how much do mandarins cost? Well, they don't cost anything. You're making an investment just like you would on anything else. So definitely grow these guys your own. To recap, you got the vitamins. Kids love them. They're sweet. They're seedless. They can be container grown. They are easy to peel. They are easy to grow. They are productive. They are cheap. They hold on the tree for many, many, many months. I can come pick one of these in May if I want to. And they can be grown anywhere in the United States. Guys, so if that's not a good reason for you to get yourself a mandarin tree, I'm not sure what is. All right, guys, signing off. I will see a lot of you guys this spring. We've got some very cool projects coming up that I've been working on all winter. That's why you usually don't hear from me in the winter time, because I am working on projects for the next year here, and I've got a couple cool ones coming, including hopefully some mail order trees, because I've been wanting to get some of these trees out to other people in the country here, and I haven't really been able to thus far, but that is something eventually I'm going to be doing here. It's going to be late spring, probably early summer, or maybe even during the summer. I would like to ship out some fruit trees for you guys. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.